Tonight, we are putting the FU back into fun. I just took a bunch of muscle relaxers. Should get interesting. We're going to skip the intro, go right to this news clip. I think one of the anchors is drunk, and both of them don't know how to have fun.
So much work for so little payoff. No one is quite sure why thieves hit a KCK business over the weekend. KBC9's Cliff Judy is live with surveillance video of some strange stealing. Cliff?
Surveillance cameras watched Sunday morning. One by one, two men and a woman driving a pickup truck stole their stops by prying them off the ground with a shovel, dragging them over to the pickup's tailgate, and loading them on. Now, I talked to officers, detectives, members of burglary and theft sections of 3 different police departments here in the local area. None of the officers that I talked to had ever seen a theft like this, and none of them could tell me why thieves would target something so time-consuming and worth so little. Laura?
Very baffling. Thank you, Cliff. And even if they are caught, the suspects can't be charged with a felony since their heist was a value of less than $1,000.
This is what I call skaters that paint the town red. All about fun tonight. It's the only reason you pick up a skateboard. It's why most people are boring, because they don't know how to have fun. They have to go make money and have cool job titles and shit to seem like they're having fun. We just need a street or maybe all those parking blocks those guys stole to make amazing coping, and we're good. It's why we stick out. Anybody on this planet having more fun than everyone else is going to be an oddball, and people are going to start pointing at you and hating because they don't know how you're capable of doing it. It's simple, folks. Find something you love to do and have fun doing, and then go do it. Let's get into this. I'm psyched for tonight. Newell Blender, the most important personality in skateboarding.
Newell, you look like you're out of breath. Tell us about that last run.
It was scary.
Listen, I saw that extended hand plant stall, and then it looked like you tried to jump back on the board when you were losing it. Tell me, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, the trick is called a Donner Party. You know how the Donner Party lost their guns in Trabuco Canyon? Back where I learned that in, I think 5th grade. And it's like that because it's like deadly because you jump on and you don't know, and it's like uncontrollable.
And what are you going to do with your $400 if you win it, big guy?
Spend it on a car lot.
Okay, thanks a lot, Newell. That was Newell Blender.
You guys know Gons, but before Gons it was Newell. Their brains are, that's their brains. They see the world differently, and Newell Blender is amazing.
Yeah. Let's start with Newell Blender, Street Style in Tempe. Wait, that guy copied this one that was uploaded first. Newell Blender shows you how to properly ride a skateboard. Description says, wonder how many points this would get in Street League. Absolutely perfect, irreverent, not serious, subversive, just like our guy Newell. Whatever that trick was he was doing there, some sort of hand ollie thing. So he's here to show you why contests suck and at the same time how to have fun if you're stuck in one. I think Newell picked up where the Z-Boys left off. Dogtown and Z-Boys, you may know who they are, invented pool skating. There's also those guys up in Sacramento doing it too at the same time, but the Z-Boys get all the credit. Their photographer that helped with their image, C.R. Stesic, he was maybe one of the greatest irreverent geniuses of all time, and he happened to be a skateboard photographer. He helped us get to like the late 70s, and then Newell picked up the torch. Here he is showing you why you're not serious during your run. He reaches in his pocket, grabs the spray paint, and starts performing art mid-run. If anybody at Street League did half of something this interesting, I would start watching. I would even be happy that Deerdeck was the one who started it. But that's never going to happen. Boring course, boring skaters, boring results. Those guys are trying to win. Neil's trying to have fun, and he looks like he's having more fun than anybody. People are only bombing walls and like trains at this time, the mid-'80s. No, Neil's doing it in the middle of his fucking run. He takes that C.R. Stesic, irreverent, subversive, outside-the-box thinking, plugs it into the late 70s, early 80s time period when he's coming up, and he bridges the gap until, like, the Bones Brigade. He is one of the most important people that ever skateboarded. I'm going to say he's the most important personality that has ever skateboarded. Lance really helps you out there with what he was talking about, how he's similar to the Gons. And then I picked this, Newell Blender going off. He's skating with Jason Jesse and Steve Clark on this little mini ramp. It's not about him ripping. It's about, this is the true essence of skateboarding here. He's dorking around on a small little tiny ramp, even though he can skate some of the gnarliest transition in pools ever. And he's just dorking around doing fun tricks, having a great time. That is fun. The backside over wheelie to back lip layback thingy, he's just dorking, and I think it's a lost art in our society as a whole of just doing something for fun. You're not trying to make money. You're not trying to be the best. You're simply enjoying every single second you're alive with your buddies and getting fucked on these tricks. Fakey rocket nose stall drop-in switch. I don't know, Neil. He's just goofing around. He's probably not even trying to do any of this shit on purpose. He's just so fucking good, you might as well joke around. One-footed nose stall, sex change, one-footed tail stall. I don't know. You can say in the comments, nollie lip slide, one of the hardest tricks to make look good on anything in the world. Neil did it. And then he does sort of a switch one, like a fakey nose grind Smith thing to disaster rolling. So fucking sick. I cut out the other guys. And then we've talked about 88 being a very weird name for any company in this world. Yet Neil's part in this video was so fucking sick. Destroy everything now. He's not doing anything absolutely jaw-dropping as far as like pushing skateboarding. He's just doing all these feel-good tricks that he made mainstream and he made look cool. Tail taps, fast plants, and he has some of the best hand plants because he stalls them out for so long. Look at that fucking art right there. Modern art. Oh my God. This is, I think, 2005. That's how you sweep her properly. Go right back in. The fakie thruster was sick as fuck. We can't thank Neil enough. He's seriously our god. I don't believe in gods or masters, any of that shit, but Neil is one. He's very close to being our shaman, maybe. Maybe that's the Gons. I don't know. You can say it. But there he gets hand plant tail bash on the way in. How many more have you seen since that? And there he is dorking around that small ramp. I wanted to end with this contest just because he's ripping hard. So we started with him goofing around at that other contest. I want to end with him shredding a contest. Look at the style, the tall, lanky body, the insanely stalled hand plants that just look so fucking good. He couldn't be any more vertical. And there's some fast plant that he busts here that I'm just so fucking stoked on. It looks so good. I think it's backside. Look at the hang time on that. That's how it should be done. The ramp looks so fucking sketchy. I would never want to skate that. Neil makes it look fun, though. And people who have more fun on a skateboard than other people that have fun make everyone else have even more fun. That was a sick blaster from the extension into the rest of the ramp there. It was so fucking rad. There's that backside fast plant. So perfect. Fast when you plant. That's what he did. He planted fast. It's what all of you skating transition these days need to focus on when you fast plant. Plant fast. Max Palmer. If you don't know who this is, you may not know anything about underground skateboarding. This guy is a fucking legend. I'm going to start with his shirt part. So obviously he's one of the greatest skaters for like unlocking weird spots and doing tricks you never really thought of. That hippie jump wall tap thing he just did there. And then I wanted to also show off his extremely, extremely loose trucks here. He worm burns his tray flip. It's so fucking sick. Didn't even pop. I don't even know how he scooped it. It was so rad. But as many comments on these Max parts say, he has male pattern radness. I don't know. I'm cool with being bald. I think Max at some point will eventually throw in the towel, but it's sick to see him hanging on to whatever hair follicles he has left for the last like 15 years. The nose bonk to lip slide was so sick. That is the Max spot. And then check his style out. He's just goofing around here too. I don't think any of this is very serious. The nollie cab was so sick over the trash can. Good luck popping that over anything, even a crack. Another worm burner tray flip because his trucks are too loose. Here he is unlocking that spot that Papalardo shredded. The nose bonk off the skate stoppers was sick. I don't remember the name of this spot, but Max owns it. There's no question about it. I think Durao has done some sick shit here, but Max owns this fucker. So it's the sickest. I think that is the sickest front board 270 I've ever seen on a ledge. Nothing better. Just a little dorking around at Blubba. Ends by missing it. Here's his 917 part. This company could have really been something. The team was fucking amazing. He's kissing some chick that's taller than him, having fun in the streets. Again, that's why we skate. Look at the big smile, the shaka bra, the tongue out. I think he nose bonked that thing right there. 917 had a lot of potential, but Alex Olson's too ADD to keep doing one thing without jumping to a million different tasks at a time. Really like how Max's style looks like Rick Howard right there on that kicky nose man. It was so sick. Threads the needle right there by the fence. Drops off that wall. And then here he is unlocking more at this weird spot. Someone knows the name of this, I don't. Crooked wheel slide to backlip down. That was so fucking sick. I think Max takes you back to when you're a kid and you use skateboarding to, it's like a key that unlocks the entire city, and cities don't really make sense until you start skating, and then you realize the potentials you have there. Max reminds me, at least, just to go have fun with your friends. The switch 180 nose manny into that was so fucked. That courthouse in New York somewhere. Quick feet, and he's still smiling. Look at the loose trucks. Again, the kickflip, and then he just does a flat ground kickflip because there are no rules when you're having fun. But he does make up for the double kickflip by doing a sick-ass stylish front nose. Those tricks are dangerously loose. I think only Day One has looser trucks. Maybe my buddy Alfonso from the Bay Area. I think he moved to Louisville or something, but he has loose trucks as well. When you ride those soft bones bushings. That nose tap was sick. Just kind of dorky around the street, unlocking everything. Skateboarding is the key to the city. That's why people hate us. Not only are we flowing on wheels, sort of like a street surfing thing, but we're also having more fun than anybody else. That was brutal at the Brooklyn Banks. He makes up for it with the Wally 450. I don't know how you do that, but Max is a god. Goes out to California, does this coast-to-coast front board, layback thing through the dirt. Not that sick, but for some reason, the way Max skates, he makes everything look sick. The rail to Manny into that sketchy bank, and then that's not a ledge, but he makes it one. Just his ability to look at things and see them differently. I think that's why Max will always be such an underground legend. Obviously, how much fun he has. I think he made Carhartt pants cool in skateboarding single-handedly. He's just such a goddamn legend. Here he is at Roslyn Banks. Obviously, this is the Gino spot he shut down with the backside 360 Manny to end his yeah right part. That nose manual around was so sick. He gets a little Kenny Anderson on it. Style was amazing, especially now how loose his trucks are. Nose blunt 270 in a line. You don't see it often. It wasn't beautiful, but I loved every single goddamn second of it. Sketchy pushing, all these cracks and bricks in the way, and then the Manny backside big spin. So sick, ridiculously hard one. Shutting down this spot, you know the name. You're going to put in the comments. The nollie back 180 switch firecracker is ridiculous, and then that ledge trick, fakey back lip or whatever you want to call it. Kickflip in. I don't know. Eat your heart out, Beagle. Baker Beagle was the champion at firecracking, and then I think Max took it away with this video part. Love this ender, too. Check this shit out. Super sketchy spot. Nose grind and nose grind on some angle iron. So fucking sick. I think he's having fun. The smile should say it all right here. Nothing's too serious, baby. That's skateboarding. Ale Boulala. This guy might be the least amount of fun these days, but I will always have a mad respect for Ali. He's one of my favorite skaters ever, and I think the biggest slept-on thing with Ali is some of his switch game is seriously unmatched. Look at that switch pole jam. Of course, the Johnny Rocket crazy, or the Johnny Thunder's crazy clothing and everything, that was him and Greco bringing that to the forefront. They were first dressing like Sid Vicious, then they kind of got into their Johnny Thunders thing. I think it always worked for Boulala. His outgoing, crazy personality, drinking beers while skating, just having so much fucking fun. The backside flip up was so sick. The top hat, he somehow makes the hipster look good. The puffy shirt like he's on Seinfeld. The puffy shirt. The switch crook goes to switch nose slide, but still amazing. Look at how ugly the switch heel flip is, and it's so fucking sick. I love how he can barely ride on the board switch right there, and then he pushes amazingly and does one of the most beautiful switch ollies you will ever see. He has the best switch ollie on the planet. And Ali, I saw an interview with you recently. The Wally Japan was sick, where you're talking about how you can't skate anymore, that you need alcohol. That's all bullshit. And I know your depression's real and all that, but look how good your switch game is. Just get back on the board and have some fucking fun, Ali. The board is what created the fun. You don't need to have fun to get on the board. You get on the board so you can have fun. The beam plant fakie in Barcelona was so fucking good. We're going to spend a serious amount of time with Ali because he is that good. Early 2000s, I think he was having more fun than just about everybody. Sure, he was smoking crack and drinking beers and all that shit. But before it got ugly, he was easily one of the most interesting guys on the board. How many people were bonelessing down giant stair sets at that time? About none. And then the sketchy ollie to ride right there. There's so much that can go wrong. I think that's in Australia. Stucco probably. My balls just sucked into my stomach, but it was probably fun to land. Really sorry. I think his only better part than this is maybe his sorry part, maybe because it's the most iconic. But I love these lines. You can see his flat ground game. That switch tray flip was so lazy and slow flipping, and he caught it nicely. The ugly Osiris shoes, the shitty Argyle pants. I love fucking all of this. Really, really, really good video, obviously. And then some of the B-roll footage they have of Ali is amazing. I'm just not really trying to focus on B-roll. That doesn't really show fun. Where you really see fun is how people skate and how they skate spots. Look at that perfect switch flip. It was so good. When Ali wanted to be a legitimate skater, he was switch crook down the handrail in a line with a perfect switch flip. And he's always skating these crazy spots that if you mess up at all, you're absolutely fucked. Sorry, that was my watch, and I'm not going to retake this because I'm already hyped on how I've been talking. The blunt to nose tap to fake, he was sick. Love how he's dressed like a gimp right there, whatever, like he's about to get fucked in Berlin after some gay bar action or something. I don't know. I'm backing all of it. The kickflip sketchy ride 180 in Germany and skating dirt, because when you have fun, you can skate anything. We're going to showcase maybe the best switch ollie of all time. The other one in the line in Baker 3 was sick, but I think that one was even better. The 180 over, he owns that spot with the red handrail. And just to give a little backstory on Ali, he was skating all the Baker guys in America. He committed a crime or got caught and got sent back to Europe and never came to America again. So after that Baker 3 footage, or maybe I think it was before Sorry, he was already kicked out of America, could never come back. So you got to really go back to like Baker 2G to see him skating American spots. But I love the fact that he's only skating Europe and all this shit. He really is bringing it a new flavor. It is the least stale skating you'll ever see. Flip Sorry, my Haas is out. iconic intro to his part. Sipping on Heineken in the middle of the day. Who gives a fuck when you can skate like this, right? Another needle thread on this ollie. You miss that, you're fucking dead. I don't know what he's doing. He's wearing like some sort of pea coat while doing it. And then intermixed with all this joke around skating, he's doing some seriously heavy shit. The switch frontside flip was so sick. I love how he rocket flipped it. The hippie hop. And this line's insane. Quick feet. The switch flip into the plywood's ridiculous. And then just switch ollie off. I don't know. A lot could go wrong there. It's only like 6 stairs, but so sick. Gotta have some acid drops in here. Spitting on the camera is punk shit. I forget what he says there, like, oh, fuck, or whatever. The kickflip, nose pick. And then back to just doing amazing lines. This nollie frontside heel flip is one to die for. It was so sick. And then to thread it into this line and skate a handrail switch, I feel like Ali was really ahead of his time. I think this is a switch tail slide, comes back to regular. Frontside heel flip in the swishy pants. Switch dropping on that's ridiculous. Does not get enough credit. Skating weird shit with TSA jerseys on. The hippie jump 360. The kickflip on the tiny board. He's just murking shit. That switch crooked and switch nose slide, probably on accident. Great filming in this video as well. French Fred, thank you very much. This is, I don't know, top 5 skate videos of all time without even trying. So easy. He threads that ollie in. Another do or die. I wonder how many beers he had before he did that too. Nollie tail slide down a hubba. You don't see it often. Switch tail slide to switch, love it. And then switch Smith grind. That could still be in a video today. The 180 crooks, the Mason Silva trick. So sick. The kickflip over that. I don't know how he caught that, so it was ridiculous. 180 nose grind with no speed, no run up there in Leon. And then this switch nose slide. I don't know. Maybe people that don't know a lot about skating could watch that and think that's not that gnarly. Switch nose slide scares the shit out of me on anything. Fuck that. I'm not doing it down a kinked hubba. That switch heel flip was popped super huge. Look at the mark. Appleyard Circas. Those are such sick shoes. I wish they'd come back. Wish Circa would come back. Switch hard flip was on fucking point, Ali. Start skating again, Ali. We miss you. You can do your irreverent interviews for random Vice videos, and you can go watch Jaws Ollie the 25 and show you up. Why did they call Ali? What a slap in the face. Hey, want to watch this guy in pads show you up on the set you couldn't Ollie? We'll see that at the end here. Kickflip nose slide was to die for. The kickflip on the C train, so sick. A lot could go wrong right there. And he's just, here's that 25. There is no film, or there is no Thrasher going to put you on the cover. This is just him having fun. This is spontaneous. This is what is missing from skating right now, in my opinion. Just fun for the sake of it. Fucking Erick Winkowski, this guy's so fucking sick. I think the last time I actually watched a 9 Club all the way through, here's his part from about 9 years ago. It was because he was just such a genuinely nice guy. He was super stony, and he was not afraid to admit that he might believe in Sasquatch and spirits and ghosts and shit. I don't really fall for any of that shit, even when I'm stoned in the woods, but it was cool to see. Here he is at Jimi Hendrix High School. I don't know how you hand plant that shit. I don't know how you wally over. So fucking sick. Gymnast planning. I don't know the name of these. If you know the name of all these crazy hand plants he's doing, let me know. But just a genuine soul on the board, and you can just tell he's having so much fucking fun. None of these tricks, the shallow end wasn't ridiculous, the way he works that shallow end. Look at that shit, the fast plant. He's got some Newell tricks, he's got some 80s tricks, he's got some modern tricks. I don't know, this guy's all over the map as far as what he's capable of doing. Look at the Smith grind through the kink, 180 out on the 80s board. But it's not about the 80s board. I don't want to give him like a handicap like women's skating, like that's cool for a guy on an 80s board. All these tricks are cool on a regular board, on a popsicle, on a penny board, whatever fucking board you want to use. If you're going to gap the channel there in National City and hand plant on the other side, you're fucked in the brain. And then, is there more fun than skating on shrooms, especially transition? I don't think there is. That's going to unlock the fun for you because you're not going to care what you just did. You're only caring what you're doing in that moment. This is what's so beautiful about skateboarding. It's art that lasts for a split second and it's gone unless you film it. Love how he's skating this Ryan Smith spot. Half cab over the rail on the 80s board's ridiculous. Huge lip slide. And then just for good measure, he's going to Smith grind it as well. So fucking gnarly, Erick. Genuinely good dude. I think he skated from Seattle to San Diego once, which is fucking nutty. You know you're having fun if you can do something like that. Forget the name of this part, but it just came out like 4 or 5 months ago. He's fucking ripping even harder in this. Spliff in mouth, double hand plant. That is fun to me. If you can smoke weed and do the shit this crazy, you're on another level, and you deserve to be able to smoke weed any fucking time you want. I think these muscle relaxers are starting to kick in. I'm going to drink more caffeine so I don't fall asleep during this. Look at the threading of the needle on that, through the water, through the fence. So fucking gnarly. And then he backs up street tricks with just insane transition tricks that most other people can't do. The ride-off from the truck onto the handrail. I'm backing everything this fucking guy does. I like his style, I like his trick choice, spot selection, and he seems like a cool fucking dude. I don't know anything about him beyond that, but if anybody can share some insight, maybe what kind of music he likes, or maybe how he learned all these hand plants. That would be cool, but it's also cool as a mystery to not really know. Sketchy ass drop in, ollie onto the roof. I love the early plant like he's in the 80s there, like he's fucking Neil Blender just dorking in the streets. Ridiculous thing to thread, and then using a piece of modern art to do way cooler art. Fuck modern art unless it's skateboarding. I'm gonna stand by that till the day I die. Layback back tail was so sick. Floaty heel flip, he's just dorking, and then look at this huge tray flip. What can you do on an 80s shape? Probably not a whole lot, like a boneless on transition. Can you switch frontside flip down like 8 or 10? Probably not. Can you switch hard flip them? Or maybe it's a regular hard flip, I can't remember. Oh, it's fakey hard flip. Even more fucked. That should have been in my hard flip video. It wasn't, but it made it into this one. Switch big spin, yeah, he bagged the landing a little bit of a Baker Maker, but it's fun. My problem with Baker Makers is people do tray flips in lines these days on flat, and it's fucking horrible, and they let it fly. What happened to landing bolts in your lines, motherfuckers? Anyway, let's focus on Erick here. That frontside flip was so fucking sick. I don't know what exactly it was about it that made it so sick. It like flipped all the way around, and then he caught it with his foot. Huge boneless. That extension was ridiculous, and then, I don't know, any sort of hand plant over anything built by skateboarders is ridiculous. You have to be some sort of gymnast to do this shit. I don't know the name of it. I don't care about the name. I just can appreciate how much fun he looks like he's fucking having. Can't imagine coming back in on that, too. Do or fucking die. And then if that wasn't gnarly enough for you, look at this kinker rail. Not sure how many grams of shrooms he put in his body before he ate that, but he was definitely coming up. Another hard flip. This one's not fakey, but regular. So sick. Got to land backwards with the 80s board. Dude, you're on another level. I think he popped it backwards and then landed backwards. No, he popped it regular and then landed with it backwards. Huge fakey ollie over. Just pushing all sorts of boundaries, but having fun and making it look good while doing it. I'm glad this guy's in skating right now. It would be very stale without someone like this. Big handrails, baggy pants, and fucking dunks. It's all fucking boring. I know in my last video I said that there's a lot of good skate videos coming out in 25. There's also a lot of shit ones, and also a lot of people that are pro that should not be. Beatrice, among others. That switch front shove it in Japan on like 14 stairs, straight jumping off a building. It was so fucking stylish. Love the filming on it too. Erick Koston, Mr. Froston. Do you know who Erick is? You probably do. He's only our Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, all combined into one. He's one of the greatest skateboarders that have ever done it. As far as tech tricks on handrails and hubbas, he might be the greatest, but I picked two parts from Erick that are a lot less tech heavy and a lot more fun heavy. I think he had to face a lot of pressure being one of the greatest skaters on the planet, and then doing demos and skating in front of people. It's got to be so much pressure. It's got to suck so bad. But these wally tricks, I love all this shit from Erick. He's still got it. This came out, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. I forget the name of the video. But he's ripping so fucking hard. And you can tell all this is just for passion. The Wally 180 was so perfect. The switch push. He's going fast. It's great to see a guy who doesn't have to be the best in the world anymore, still having fun going out and doing it. And yeah, I said he had no style, and I said Julian Stranger had all the style. Figure it out. Bay Area boys gonna Bay Area. I love Erick Koston. He was my favorite skater for many years. But to say he has some crazy kind of style anyone's copying is ridiculous. They just copy the type of tricks he does. Nollying into handrails, nollying into hubbas, nollie heel flip into hubbas. Him and Appleyard brought that shit to the mainstream. Then there was Justin Eldridge, who was pretty good at doing nollie heel into tricks. And then he ruined his career by being a fucking moron. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Look at all these jersey barriers he's been skating. Look at all the wallies he's been doing, the fun tricks. He's bringing it back. That backside flip fakey Manny, 180 out, was so fucking sick on that Manny pad. And then just dorking, board slide feeble, gotta have it. Nothing here he's gonna write home for as far as being the hardest shit he's ever done. Switch front feeble there under the freeway, so sick. The nollie frontside flip was also proper. Frosty will always be one of the most important guys to pick up a board. Wish he never went to Nike, but everyone has in this day and age and made money. And maybe he made that pathway for other people. Feeble 180 wall ride, so fucking sick on that Chris Haslam spot, and the backflip was even more sick. I don't know how you do that, Erick, but you're Erick, so that's why you're doing it. Chomp on this, maybe the most fun video ever made other than Man Down. That switch flip was perfect, but just check out Erick here. He's obviously filming for like Yeah Right and maybe Manic Mahdi during this, and these are basically the outtakes and just him dorking around having fun. But he's so good that when he's dorking around and having fun, it looks even more fun somehow. It's like if you took a video game character and you had all their skills and you were able to put them in the streets, you could beat Erick in this. He's got a couple regular tricks. I think it's all warm-ups. And then look at that. No comply over the fucking wall. I think that's the Mike Mo wall from his fully flared part. Front nose, fakey many. So sick, Erick. Who else is even capable of doing this to slap you up the curb? Those will always be cool. The Nollie 180 Krooked brings it around to switch manual. 180 out. So rad. Nollie blunt slide, just a whole different look at somebody that's this good at what they're truly capable of. This whole video, is about filmers really, and then they feature pros like Jamie Thomas and Erick Koston. And I think Koston has by far the best footage, and he's just dorking but ripping at the same time. It's this weird combination that surfers and skateboarders and snowboarders are able to pull off, and most other people are not, where they're goofing and then also pushing the boundaries of things. This insane manual line is etched into my memory. I don't know how good you have to be to do this. Oh, you have to be as good as Erick Koston. That's right. No one will ever do something like this. Maybe Day One could do it, but it's just so sick, and he's having fun. The kickflip nose manny, late revert, and then the cab manny revert thingy. I don't even know what the fuck that was. Smith 180, fakey manny. A lot of his footage was in one of those Tony Hawks, and he had that Del the Funky Homo Sapien If You Must song to it. That is etched in my memory because it was so fucking legendary. Someone that could be this good and also have this much fun, I think, is rare. Obviously, everyone's having fun, but here's maybe the most fun line ever filmed. I think that's a Nollie front foot impossible. Ridiculous. Barely lands it. And then there's many tricks he should not ride away from in this part, and yet he does, or in this line, sorry. Board slide up and over. He should fall right here on the board slide, but he doesn't because he's Erick Koston. Keeps pushing, and it only gets uglier from here and more fun. So weird Nollie heel flip, kind of lands primo, puts a hand down, still goes. He's this good. And then the semi flip, he really shouldn't roll away. He's in tar or whatever. That was amazing, Erick. And these lines are great, too. The Krooked to 180 Krooked, the back 5-0 to board slide to pop over. He's just dorking around. Those Erick Koston threes look so fucking sick. Bring him back, S. Kickflip, back lip, back 180 out. So rad. Big spin front board, big spin before Ellington did anything like that. And just a really good looking back Smith. I think he used a trick on this hubba, and yeah, right, and these are all his warm-up tricks, but he's so good. I'm even having fun watching him have fun on this weird hubba in Japan or whatever. Nollie front nose, ridiculous. An Appleyard trick. That was the X Games Street 2001 contest. Blunt slide down clipper is no fucking joke. And then look at the early grab back three. We'll let Koston say fuck you in this video just because he's supposed to be a clean guy. He's... Who's up next? Van Wastell, a guy we lost way too early. One of the most interesting styles in skateboarding, Krooked Kronikles, a legendary video. He skates to Earache My Eye by, what are those fucking stoners' names? Look at him shuffling his feet around, absolutely zero rules. He's disrespecting what is supposed to be stylish on a skateboard. Cheech and Chong, there we go, it came back. Earache My Eye, that's the song he skates to here. Crazy fakey frontside 180 down a double set. The tail slide to fakey was perfect. I think he was still transitioning to more fun here during this part, 2006 when this came out. And you can really see it later, but the way it's the trick selection and just the way he puts it down, kind of a lankier tall guy like Newell Blender, bends his knees a lot when he lands, but there's just something interesting about the way he skated and that he died early in 2008. Perfect looking switch Krooked. Those TNT Vans are the worst shoes ever created. Fakey flip switch Krooked, that is just insane. And then I love the switch flip on flat. It was extremely beautiful in ugly shoes. Going fast, the kickflip over the can, and the way he just lays into this 5-0 down this rail going super fast. I think Emmanuel Guzman did a trick on that rail as well, the hill bomb to handrail. But that was just so stylish for just a straight 5-0. And then still back here at 3 up, 3 down, 5-0 varial heel. What are you even thinking? And I think that ledge is in Boise. 5-0 through the kink. Varial heel flip in the sick-ass Raiders jersey. I just love Van. That frontside flip was so beautiful. I don't know what it was about it. The nollie down the double set. John Newport did that in an iPad cat ad, I believe, too. The backside blunt slide shove it at Walnut Creek in Duffelville. You do not see that trick on handrails often. Switch shove it down to double set. You also do not see that often. Just a little bit more outside the box than most people and having a lot more fun. You can just see it in the way he's skating. Backside 5-0 at Oakland Courthouse. Gnarly. You ever been there? Gnar, a slept-on video that only came out on VHS. Another genius idea that came from Mark Gonzalez. They are filming modern skating, I think it was 2007, with old cameras and just dorking around. Those Staten Island ledges look like so much fun. But Van, he really shines in this because Krooked Kronikles is quote-unquote still like a serious video. But in this video, he was able to shine and just dork around and do things that are stylish and fun and just pushing the boundaries of how much a pro can skate like a kid and still make it look sick. That board slide to fakey 5-0 was so fucking stylish. Watch that twice. And then these lines are just power, style, and speed all mixed together. Yes, he put Dickies and Vans back on the map for street skaters. Lots of transition guys, lots of Portland heads were already doing it. For street skater specific types, I think Van is the one you trace it back to. Then you have Andrew Allens and other people that started that, and then it just took over. It's the best clothing that will ever exist. It's the Julian Stranger fit. It's the most simple, the most practical, and probably the cheapest. That's what I like to skate in, at least. Cheap work pants and Vans. Kickflip Manny into that spot. We saw Max skating the back 180 out with quick feet. So fucking sick. And I like the weird filming and all this. You could argue that they did it on purpose. I think they just did a lot of point and shooting, and it came out very interesting. It's amazing how many cool ideas Mark Gonzalez can come up with for skateboarding and still make the shit look cool. Like, this could be 1995 if you didn't know any better, just based on the fisheye and the filming and the camera. And the skating, he's just doing simpler tricks. I love the way he pushes. Lip slide was so fucking sick. He's not really even trying. He's not trying to do anything hard. He's just enjoying himself. Wish we wouldn't have lost him too early. His brother was a professional snowboarder, so I wonder if Van was any good at snowboarding. Snowboarding is so fucking easy. It's fun on powder, but it's just so fucking goddamn easy. That's why I disrespect about it. Here he is in New York. I don't know what else to say. I just really want you to appreciate Van and how early we lost him. I mean, even if you're 30 years old, you probably missed him, or you probably barely saw him. Oh, look at this Flushings trick. That was so rad. Backside 5-0, big spin over the grate. So sick, Van. R.I.P., bud. Kickflip, manual in, backside big spin out. Those quick feet are so ridiculous. This guy was such a living legend. We lost him right when he was about to change skateboarding for good. And I feel like Brad Cromer's got a little bit in him. Obviously, Mike Anderson has a little bit of him in him. And he will live on through those guys that are just absolutely killing it for the last 15 years on Krooked. Frank Gerwer. I fucking love Frank. These goddamn muscle relaxers are starting to kick in. It feels like my spine is disconnected from my cerebral cortex, and yet I'm still here ready to talk about 6 Newell. So I think 2002, Frank and some other guys, Nate Jones, lived in a house in San Francisco. Look at the hill bomb style, switch and regs. And they made this little homies video, and it's one of the sickest videos that ever came out. There's that Busenitz spot on a hill bomb, front nose to fakie. The half cab power slide, the front side power slide. It's all style with Frank. For me, there's very few people that have skated San Francisco and made me want to go skate it more. Obviously, Busenitz is my favorite. That is the gold standard of San Francisco skateboarding. But there's a spot for Frank, too. He reminds you that it's not about the style. It's not about anything but just dorking around, having fun with your friends. The way he ran up there and then kickflipped off at the island here in San Francisco, that's right next to EMB. The tray flip was sick as hell. I think he's probably the most important personality in skateboarding now. Newell Blender will always be the most important personality. But Frank really kind of picked up the torch where Phelps left off when he passed away, at least for me, of somebody that is smart enough to make commentary on skateboarding, but smart enough to keep it funny instead of too serious. And the whole Grimple Sticks thing is great. It goes with his whole aesthetic. Love this line at the SF Library. 180 over is powerful. He's wearing like mid-top. I don't even know what shoes. I think he's on the Firm right here. Half cab flip was sick as hell, going fast. And then just a backside flip. That gap's pretty big in person. I love the way he did that. Switch ollie up the curb. He just doesn't stop till he falls. That's the beauty of it. But I think Frank takes it back to personality, and having fun was way more important in the late 90s and the early 2000s for getting on sponsors and being in the scene, because it's all about fun. The quick big spin there at Wallenberg. I love the way he skates this spot too. What is it called? Black Marble? Black Rock? I can't remember the name of it. Fakey flip isn't even that perfect, but because it's Frank, we're going to give him the pass. The switch tray flip was sick as hell into the mini hill bomb. Crooks going downhill. That was so rad. He held it forever. Varial hill flip on flat. He's got it like that. I think there's probably a lot of younger people that see Frank in the scene still and don't really get it. Not only is he one of the sickest, he kickflipped Wallenberg. He bombed some of the craziest hills regular and switch. He does a lot of impromptu skating that we'll see like in his Cash Money Vagrant part. Look at him skating 3 up, 3 down with like a hip there. It was so sick. That double set with on the hill bomb right there is fucking gnarly. Alyssa bonelessed it. Frank just kickflipped it. Fucking gnar. And then Cash Money Vagrant. Anything anti-hero is obviously going to be my fucking favorite. The only company that matters anymore, at least mainstream. The best. But that rail in Oakland's absolutely fucked. Even when Frank's having a bad time, look, he's still being funny and having fun. Lets the car run over his board for him so he doesn't even have to focus it. So amazing. The huge nose, the New York accent. I fucking love this guy. I think he rode for Xavier, that weird Nike shoe brand that Brian Anderson and Stabber were a part of. There's that handrail everyone's skating now, like T-Funk and Jeff Carlisle. He was frontboarding it 20 years before them, 23 years before them, so fucking sick, Frank. That backlip was locked and loaded. Look at the hairdo, the ugly face. It all works so well. This is skateboarding. Weirdos, outcasts, having more fun than everybody, because they know how to have fun, because fun is the only thing that matters on the planet. It's what brings us together. It's not the clothing style. It's not the fact that we all skate. It's not that we listen to the same music. We all know how to have fun on this toy, and nothing brings us more fun. Treyful was sick. He's definitely wearing Xavier's right there. Savior? I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Barcelona, you got to have some footy at Barcelona, even if it's just a tray flip on flat to front board. God damn, I love you, Frank. Long back tail. I think Rick McCrank owns that ledge. Maybe Louie Barletta. Kickflip down the Appleyard rail spot. Just a straight heel flip on the double set. His nose grinds are sick. The drop into kickflip off that ledge in L.A. Rad, Frank. And then there's some switch flip tricks. If you didn't know he had it like that. Love this 3 up, 3 down line. Look at that powerful push. Those faded blue jeans that are popular now. The nollie back heel was so sick, Frank. Kickflip up onto that 2-stair to right into the handrail lip slide. Rad. Ollie over that to quick little, I don't know, Chinese ollie off of that. Is that racist to say, Chinese ollie? And then, of course, this is Frank in a nutshell. He tail slides the Drehobel fence on the edge of that hill bomb. And then the filmer's not ready because Frank just decides to bomb the hill without telling anybody. I believe ODB is playing right here. It's etched into my memory. And the filmer catches Frank as he's finishing this insanely gnarly hill bomb after that trick. Look at that fucking shit. Not only is that some of the gnarliest shit ever, no spotters, but he looks like he's having a really, really fun time, genuinely. I'm not being facetious for once or dry humor right now. I'm being serious. Look at the speed wobbles. Fucking gnar, Frank. Thank you for existing. 411 issue number 60. We do need to look at that Wallenberg kickflip. It is not beautiful. It's just fucking legendary. No drop-in ramp, no crowd, no Phelps on the microphone, just one guy doing it. He didn't even get the cover of the Thrasher it was in. Ryan Johnson got the cover at the Vagabond pool. There's Frank. Fucking love you, Frank. And there's another angle of that kickflip. So rad. Everyone's hyped. Obviously, the 4 people that are there. Woo! We're going to end this bitch off with Louie Barletta, the king of fun. The best video ever made, man down. The first full-length skate video I owned on VHS that I watched religiously. It changed my life. I thought every skateboarder had this much fun. It's partially why we're ending with Louie. Those Mark Johnson 2s in all black are so fucking sick. Gets thrown in. This is one of the most fun videos of all time. This is probably the most fun part in it. Jerry's is pretty fun. Mark Johnson's is pretty fun, but I think Louie steals the show. So straight out of Campbell, California, it's not quite San Jose. It's actually a little bit more inland, kind of middle of nowhere off the 5 freeway. That's where Louie's from. I've found that the most weird people on this planet are from obscure places, and they had to make things fun in their boring town, and then they broke out of it. Love the use of the 80s board like he's Erick Winkowski. Brown Dickies will always look good. He's got a little bit of flood. I don't know. The Mark Johnson ones, it's also sick. Nollie hard flip on the 80s board. I don't know if Winkowski watched this video a lot as a kid either, and maybe was a little bit inspired, but the front blunt is so perfect on that ledge. I think Louie is kind of like Chris Haslam, where he reminds you that there's not a lot of rules, but Louie doesn't do a lot of illegal tech tricks. He just does a lot of goofy fun tricks. The 50-50 front board was so sick. The hand plant on the streets in San Jose. Fucking love it. The finger flip downstairs in a line to the handrail. He's incredibly talented. You can watch him push or skate transition and see that he can pretty much do anything he wants. But the fact that he wants to just focus on fun is why he's the arbiter of fun in skateboarding. I fucking love this guy. Enjoy is no more. It's limousine or whatever. Shout out Tony Latham. Creek Park for life, boys. That was a sick stalefish. The fast plant to 50 on the handrail. Absolutely iconic. Who else is doing that shit? And then just goofing in some backyard. The nose grind, the kickflip front board. The Mark Johnson ones in blue and yellow. Bring them back, America. Maybe you did. I don't know. Fuck America. They suck now. Fakie frontside flip fakie frontside flip nose manny on a manny pad. How many other people have you seen do that? Probably nobody. So when he wants to have tech, he has it. The salad grind down the bench was so sick. They have it set up off that truck or whatever. So rad. And then just skating a little bit of transition, ollie up, nose pick, fucking gnar. You can just his hair, the way it moves when he's skating, can show you how much fun he's having. Front feeble on any handrail in 2001, sick. Cab front board fakie in 2001. Backsmith was perfect. All this is so good. And anybody familiar with this video knows that this really did change skateboarding. I feel like homie videos really took off after this one. This one showed everybody how much fun they could have. And cab flip downstairs in 2001, so gnarly. Jerry's mind blown. Jerry's like 19 years old there. Cool wristband. And I don't know where this is. I couldn't figure out what city that was the 5,000 times I've watched this. Looks like New York, maybe Chicago. And subject to change, maybe you forgot about this video. We didn't talk about Boulala's part in it because I wanted to only focus on Louie's. He shares a part with Jerry. They skate to Joy Division, I think, or New Order. One of the greatest parts ever. If you somehow have never seen this part, go fire it up. We covered Jerry's part in a style video, and now we're covering Louie's in a fun video, the Power Slide Back 360. So fucking sick. Those slappy up curbs, I want to learn that just to start lines. I know how to slappy curbs, but I've just never done it in a line. Anything on a tree gets bonus points. Louie's the best at it. The fakie hand flip, fakie nose manual. What the fuck? And then, yeah, we gotta throw that in there. That was the greatest looking one of those ever done. I fucking love you, Jerry. Little doubles there in Montreal. So sick. The nose grind revert on transition. Blunt kickflip in Berkeley. And then, what is this? Manny semi-flip in San Francisco. Who else could do that and make it look that much fun? I don't know. The layback board slide. Louie is just a testament to why skateboarding is not a sport and never fucking will be, despite people trying to make it that. Random switch tray flip, not even beautiful. The way he popped his board up, switch, half cab, wall run, jump back on his board. So fucking sick. I broke character because of you, Louie, you motherfucker. Fakie frontside big spin. How many times do you see that down a 3-block? The perfect no comply off a 3-block. Here he is shutting down this Antioch ledge. The Wally board slide was sick. I think he hurricanes it too. There's a frontside hurricane. He was doing it even before Lizard King in the pig video, Pig Slaughterhouse. Backside tail slide through the kink in Japan. That was so sick. And then utilizing that Barcelona ledge that we saw Frank skating. Layback front board at Stanford. So rad. And then kickflip 360 frontside. Oh my God. Louie's ridiculous. Love the eye makeup there. And then, I don't know, one of the greatest videos ever made, probably on that short top 5 list with Man Down, is Bag of Suck. Broken board still pushing because Louie's got it like that. We took a little break from the Dickies to wear some jeans for whatever reason. I like it. And then this is just him goofballing in Europe here, just running on top of tables and acid dropping. It's so sick. Reminding you just to have fun. It's not about how good your nollie flip looks or how high you can switch crooked grind. It's about having fun. One of the best looking fakie heel flips I've ever seen in my life. And then this is one of the most stylish tech lines ever too. Foot plant up the 2-stair, nollie backside flip was dripped in fucking stees, and then he's got the cab flip at the end. That was so fucking sick. Thank you, Louie. Blunt back tail in Barcelona, that was rad. The gap board bonk, I think that's also at Stanford. That was gnarly. And there's that spot, Boulala also skate. That was sick. The park in San Francisco, kickflip front board, nollie out. What the fuck even was that? I don't know what that was, but it's so sick. I love the way he fell into the grass. The nose blunt, just straight nose blunt, no slide. Fucking gnar. Late big spin, tray flip on some mini board. I don't know. Osiris or Shitty, I always felt like Jerry and Louie should have been on a way better shoe team, but whatever. It kind of fit their oddball, fun demeanor they had going for this video part. The blunt stall 50-50 down, fucking gnar. Ollie up, Wally over in like Russia or whatever. And then this is extremely stylish. I love this trick on this fucking ledge here. The back 5-0 brings it around the other way. Usually see that front side, not back side. These are really hard to skate in San Jose. I remember I went there and did nothing because they were fucking gnarly and super sharp. Fakie 5-0 down a hubba, Gnar. And then, of course, he can skate transition. I think we already highlighted that in this video part. That spot's really hard to skate in Barcelona if you've been there. It's super steep and sharp, hard to skate. And then what is that? That is what fun looks like. Running on the handrail during a board slide, grabbing during a nose manual. There are no rules. I don't even know what to call this. He's got the Daniel Boone hat on. Johnny Appleseed over here. And then, yeah, it's the time of year right now to skate leaves. Go skate leaves if they're local to you. Just push through some because it's fun. It's beautiful, the color and everything, but it's just fun. That's why. Blunt slide 270 was sick as hell. And board drop upside down to flip down some stairs. That Sacramento bank is gnarly front blown on. That's ridiculous. Ooh, lurk side. There we are. Oakland, California represent. I've been to the Love Bowl. I've skated it. My mom went with me. It was fucking gnar. That was a sick trick there. And then switchback Smith on the handrail. Don't forget how good Louie is when he wants to be. Front blunt, coast to coast to the road was fucking gnar. Boneless 360 down a double set. Breaking all sorts of rules. Having more fun than you. Front blunt on whatever that thing is. And then I think he sport slides around to 2-7. That was fucking gnar. That spot looks like a lot of fun to skate. Gap board slide on that ridiculous hubba down in San Jose. There's a lot of spots by that little man-made river there. Back to Barcelona. Frontside heel flip in the line because he can. Whatever that was. Switch blunt slider back to regular. So sick, Louie. Just keep doing it. I believe today he's still doing it. I think he's putting together something for like mental health awareness and skateboarding because according to him, he's not that fun and he's only fun when he skates. He's usually like a moody, depressed little bitch. Inward heel down double set. Ridiculous. No comply blunt slide to fakie. I learned it because of this guy. And there's that fucking backside hurricane. Oh my God, that was so sick. Shut that fucking thing down. And apparently he's like really serious and depressed unless he goes and skates and gets his dopamine fix. Aren't we all, Louie? Aren't we all fucking losers until we go out there and get our dopamine fix? I think we are. This Barcelona wall bonk to drop in to get ejected. Shout out to all the people sending me emails. I really appreciate you people from the UK and Australia sending me 100% sarcastic emails. You guys are the fucking shit. No American would ever do that unless I asked. Thank you, and have a shitty night.
Right.